week 15 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards I look to sell and trade this week. The first guy, Lauri Markkanen of the Utah Jazz. So he was a guy I mentioned a couple weeks ago as a sell, and I'm going to go back to the drawing board once again and say Lauri Markkanen. He's just having a monster season, and he's having all career highs, and the bump up from last season to this season is incredible. Up 10 points per game, 3 rebounds a game as well, and even the field goal percentage up 8%. So on the season, 24.8 points a game, 8.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 3.1 threes, and 52% from the field. But the last couple weeks here for Markkanen, 26 points, 8 points a game, 12.4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, a steal, 4 threes, and 45% from the field. So he's been lights out as Markkanen. We know he missed a few ball games January 14th and 16th, but the last 3 games back, January 18th versus the Clippers, 34 points, 12 boards, an assist, a steal, 2 blocks, 6 threes, 55% from the field. January 20th versus Brooklyn, 22 points, 11 boards, an assist, a steal, 6 threes, 50% from the field. And January 23rd versus the Hornets, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, a block, 4 threes, 57% from the field. So right now, he's a walking double-double. He's hitting a 3-ball at a great rate, especially over the last 3 games here. He's got 16 3-pointers made here is Lauri Markkanen. So right now, while he's playing great basketball and ranked 13th this season in fantasy basketball, this is a perfect sell-high guy, and I think you could get 2 solid players in a deal for him this week. The next guy, Kawhi Leonard of the Los Angeles Clippers. So all of a sudden, Kawhi seems a little bit healthier, and he's playing most of these games now for this Clipper team. The first couple months of the season, he really didn't play, but now he's getting it going and putting up big numbers on the season. 20.5 points a game, 6.1 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.4 threes, and 49% from the field. But the last couple weeks here, 30 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 1.8 steals, 2.5 threes, and 57% from the field. So he's putting up monster numbers. He's getting healthier, obviously, but he's another guy just throughout his career where you're just waiting for something to be off here with Leonard, even an injury or whatever the case may be here for him, because he's a guy that hasn't been reliable over the last few seasons in terms of fantasy basketball. January 17th versus Philly, 27 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, a block, 2 threes, 50% from the field. Then the 18th, he don't play back-to-back still, sat that one out. January 20th at the Spurs, 36 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 4 threes, 72% from the field. And January 22nd at the Mavs, 30 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 3 threes, 55% from the field. So right now, while he's playing great basketball and putting up monster points, 30 points a game over the last couple weeks here, he's a perfect sell-high guy, because I don't know if Kawhi Leonard, to be honest, can make it throughout the whole season without missing an extended period of time throughout. In the third and final forward, like look to sell and trade this week here is Kyle Kuzma of the Washington Wizards. So right here, Kuzma having the best season of his NBA career. 21.8 points a game, 7.6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2.6 threes, and 45% from the field. In the last couple weeks, 25.8 points a game, 9 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 3.6 threes, and 43% from the field. So Kuzma scoring the basketball at a great rate. Kristaps Porzingis is banged up as well now with an ankle injury, and he's the next man in line behind Bradley Beal as the top scorer now. January 16th versus the Warriors, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, 4 threes, 25% from the field. January 18th at the Knicks, 27 points, 13 boards, 7 assists, a steal, a block, 4 threes, 45% from the field. And January 21st versus Orlando, 25 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, a block, 5 threes, 45% from the field. So right now he's scoring the basketball at a great rate. January 13th, he had a 40-point game versus the New York Knicks. And right now, well, everything's going right for Kuzma, and he's putting up monster numbers. He's definitely a sell-high candidate. He's not a guy I'm just going to trade for anything, but he's also not a guy that I think is going to keep up these top numbers right now, especially scoring 25 points a game over the last couple weeks. That's a few forwards I look to sell and trade here in Week 15 of the fantasy basketball season.